Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you conceal your faces, they cannot replicate your face and fool your loved ones. Welcome back to Preston Can't Play. Joining me on the couch as always, holy hot fudge, it's Chaboy. No, I'm Chaboy. Who are you? It's Preston Black.
Hey, that was okay.
Wow, that was labored, huh? And joining him as always, it's the 100 pounds of muscle and mass, Taun Mitchell.
Everyone likes Taun.
I weigh more than 100 pounds, but 100 pounds of my weight is just pure diesel.
Yeah.
Pure diesel muscle.
Pure D's.
Nobody likes Taun better. Everyone likes Preston better. It's his show. It's even in the name.
That's not true at all. Oh, hey. I want to give a shouts out to our new subscriber, Soda Bread.
Soda bread. Irish soda bread?
Presumably.
Wow, grats. Grats on your special holiday.
Yeah. Soda Bread is a gaming channel that is bigger than ours.
Wow.
And
Well,
they shouted us out on, or not shouted us out, but left us a very kind comment on one of our most recent Chrono Trigger videos that we made.
you keep up this positive behavior, Soda Bread. We might just throw a few followers your way. I'm sure you're hungry for our scraps.
Alright, I need 7. So I have to use the clock hands here to create a path.
Wow, that's cool. For everyone who's been marathoning our Final Fantasy VII play, you will surely be very excited to hear that my thoughts on sports entertainment are not over. I still have some more to dump on y'all, but this time it's going to be about Overwatch League.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot more brief too, because the big news breaking this past week. Dafran, a player who I thought had already been kicked out of Overwatch League, officially quit the Overwatch League.
Wow.
And I couldn't give a shit. People are all trying to be upset that, like, oh, Dafran, this player, he's going to quit Overwatch League to go back to streaming. I think he makes better money that way, or has less travel expenses. Maybe it's just more relaxing. I don't know. And people are upset because they perceive him as a good player, but also I thought he'd already been kicked out because of behavior he displays in his streams. I've never watched him, but I know there's controversy as far as language and just harassing people. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just kind of like, good riddance. I don't give a shit. Dafran, you're out. Cool. Maybe we can get more talented folk in here.
Yeah.
If you want my more feelings I have on Overwatch League,
I do.
God, I can't remember everyone's player names.
It's good content.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick goog just to, I don't want to misremember this name.
How's everybody doing out here? While Tom's doing that, I just want to clarify, if you watched our last episode, that I do believe in racism. And I certainly won't. I certainly don't mean to deny that there is racism that comes into play in the wrestling world. And while I think it's worth analyzing like what's being used as a part of a story and what's not, that's not to say necessarily that I think it's a good idea to use race as a part of your story. So I certainly don't. So that's my take. I'm not a racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people coming to the critical realization that the majority of Overwatch League athletes were born in the year 2000 and pained by that fact.
Oh no.
Welcome back to the continuation. Okay,
are you the granddaddy of Overwatch?
Wow, I'm older than literally everyone on the Shanghai Dragons, if that was your question. They've got 124-year-olds, so maybe Gamsu will age faster than I do. We'll see. Age is weird like that. The progression of time is totally fictitious. Anyway, Geggery, who I did not want to confuse her name.
It's not necessarily fictitious.
Time
does pass.
Time's made up.
People do age.
Time only passes because we've assigned a value to time. Geggery, who I didn't want to get confused because I, in the past, have wanted to call him by another player's call sign. Currently represents the only woman in Overwatch League that is a is a player. Mm-hmm. And I know...
Like a player or a playa?
Por qué no los dos, you know?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
A player who also players.
A player who also playas, please.
My hope, yeah, thank you for correcting me. My hope with Trash Like Dat Fran leaving is that we can have more women who play in Overwatch League, because Overwatch League more so than other... What's going on, bud?
I don't know. My game just started to stop being a game.
Wow.
Oh, there we go.
Right when we start talking about gender inequality, huh?
Final Fantasy VII is like, I am out.
Like, ooh, guys, this is a spicy meatball for me. I'm gonna go ahead and take my trans jokes with me, and I'm gonna take my ball and go home. My hope with Dafran leaving is that more players, more women, more trans athletes can partake in Overwatch League and get the same recognition they deserve. I finally saw a hopeful take on this. Normally when people discuss women in Overwatch League, they're like, oh, girls don't play games as good as boys. Video games are a boys' sport. A hot take I saw recently that I actually found refreshing compared to a lot of the normal interpretations is that Overwatch, in particular amongst esports games that have some sort of proper like tournament like structure, is particularly popular with women and trans folks and persons of color. Even more people see themselves in these Overwatch characters, which, while I can dissect and put under a microscope, is actually a lot better than a lot of other shooters and other games in the genre. But because of its popularity with women in particular, yeah, maybe Gegri is the only player on a roster right now, but in just a couple more years, when more of these teenagers who are growing up with Overwatch are old enough to play in the league, you have to be 18 to be in Overwatch League, we're probably going to see a lot more women playing, which I find exciting, because you may remember months ago me talking about someone who was potentially going to get signed with an Overwatch expansion team, but people started accusing them, oh, you're not actually a woman, you're a man pretending to be a woman.
Yep, I recall that.
And it wound up being a big, huge controversy.
Which one?
Por qué no los dos? It was a controversial controversy.
That's your answer for everything.
Yeah, it really is. It's a bit of a crutch. And hopefully normalize it more, because in reading more about Gegri, I learned this fun little anecdote that when they were first in Contenders, which is kind of the league beneath Overwatch League, basically where people get scouted from, people were accusing them of using an aimbot, meaning Gegri wasn't lining up these awesome headshots, wasn't in control of aiming especially. They were using an outside program to either correct their aiming, assist them, or just take full control.
Wow.
And a bunch of men in the community were saying, you know what, I'm so confident that you're using an aimbot that if you can prove that you're not, I will quit. I'll quit my team. And so Gegri just set up a camera on their hand, set up a camera on their face, and recorded their gameplay to confirm that all these movements were them. And so several boys left their teams because of this agreement they made, and Gegri is now a feminist icon for me.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And they have the, not really misfortune, but they are on a team who went season 1 0-40 for the full season. And so people kind of thought that the Shanghai Dragons were still going to be trash this year, but they've changed up so much of their roster that, like, the odds of them going completely winless all season was almost completely out the door. And they've actually been kicking a lot of ass, in particular when Gegri's getting some playtime, and that brings me joy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's all my sports entertainment talk for
Oh,
today.
well, good.
How's everyone? Anyone who's not here for the Overwatch content, you can turn the volume back up now. I mentioned this between recordings, but I am in love with this area you've been in.
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite dungeons. It's got a couple pretty difficult bosses, but it's a very interesting dungeon. There's a lot of puzzles and labyrinthy sections.
Yeah, it's very labyrinthine.
Yeah. I like the clock room. That last room, I breezed through it pretty quickly, but the idea is that it was just a room full of doors, and that little creature goes in and out of the doors, and they all lead to each other. So you have to like learn where the doors go, and then like block off that creature to unlock the door to proceed. But because I am using a walkthrough, I did that immediately, so you really get to see how it plays out.
You're so impressive.
Yeah.
Whoa, is that Sephiroth's big, huge dong that was pointed up just now, right in his crotch?
Nice. So Sephiroth's just hanging out in this temple.
Yeah, napping casually.
We haven't really found out about it. I don't know if you saw, we ran into one of the Turks who was injured. And basically, I think what happened was Sephiroth kind of tricked them into opening the door for him.
What a trick.
Yeah, by like making them think that he was in here. And then they opened it and he like cut them down. So the Turks are kind of pissed because
So this is kind of the final fight right here, huh?
Like sent them in here. Yeah, this is it.
Wow. This Temple of Doom ass room.
This is where Sephiroth is sort of revealing what his grand plan is.
Not who his grandpa is?
No, we don't. We never learn.
We never learn.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, he's kind of tweaking, eh?
Yeah, he's having a rough go of
Having
it.
himself a tweak. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the new Daniel Bryan. Eco Warrior. Are we the Eco Warriors or is Sephiroth?
We are.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to introduce you to Sephiroth, who drove his SUV here. Even though he only has a family of 3, they could easily fit into a 4-door sedan. It's me, the new Taun Bryan. Fickle.
All right. So, did you catch all that?
No, I rely on you to recap me.
Cool. Basically, by studying the history of the Ancient Ones, Sephiroth has determined that his... Oh, now Cloud's having a bad time.
That's actually exactly how I feel right now. I've had too much coffee, so I feel like I too am phasing out of my body occasionally. That's kind of why I'm all wrapped up over here.
And I am Vincent. So Sephiroth has settled on this plan wherein he can use the black materia to summon the ultimate destructive magic meteor, which will summon a meteor.
That's one of my favorite descriptors for a sandwich when it's meteor.
Oh yeah. And it will injure the planet so badly that the planet will like start to heal itself. Basically, he's going to create such a huge, like such immense damage to the surface of the planet that it will open up.
Wow.
And then scab over with like healing stuff. So this is the Mako, right? And the life stream stuff. So it'll actually open up into the life stream.
Ooh.
He's gonna go in.
Isn't that what FC Racer does, is live streams?
Yes. And then use the power of the life stream and basically like become a god.
Wow.
And then reemerge and destroy the world or
Fuck.
something. So Cloud wants to become a god, and he's gonna do that by...
Cloud wants to become a god?
Sorry, Sephiroth.
Oh. I
I get
understand.
confused because of all this. Yeah, so that's his plan. That's a mural of meteor right there coming down on ancient Egyptians, apparently.
Sephiroth is going to start a Twitch channel, start a Twitch empire, become bigger than Ninja, if you guys can believe that.
Wow, I don't even know who that is.
That's a very popular streamer.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I have to explain to the older generation sometimes. Neat. Do you know why rocks from space taste better than rocks from Earth?
No.
They're a little meteor.
Oh, I should have. So Cloud has no recollection of just like tapping out just now.
Okay.
He's like, why are you looking at me funny? Yeah, wrestling's complicated, man.
Preston and I also had to agree that we need to limit some of our WWE talk because in certain ways that we're not going to change our minds.
I don't necessarily feel like it's a matter of changing minds. I think it's just a matter of like what your viewpoint is. I mean,
Wow.
if it's
just entirely wrong. I mean,
No. I'm not saying that you're wrong. In fact, I think everything that you're saying is right. I think maybe the situation might be a little bit more nuanced than like what is or isn't like real racism.
Look at that fat ass on that dragon. Holy shit.
But
This dragon was trying to sneak past you, but it's so dummy thick that his ass cheeks kept slapping together.
oh yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, he's ready. I'm just gonna look up a strat real quick.
This dragon is thick as hell.
Yeah, I don't necessarily big guard, non-fire. That's pretty much it.
Damn.
Cool.
Yo, dragon, I like that wagon, you're a dragon. That's a little challenging to say when you're a dragon. Nice ass.
I think it just is all about like what you're willing to take. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if we're being honest, like,
No,
if it's a situation that like makes you uncomfortable, then you should tag out. I mean, and my perspective is, I think it's.
fuck,
I think it's.
dragon.
I think that it's an art form through which really great stories can be told, and I think that it has a very complicated history, and I think that it's important to
Yeah,
drive.
dragon, walk that ass over here.
I think it's a situation that it's important to drive a conversation to make it better.
Yeah.
And if you can sit through the poor choices that they can make in their writing, then you can do that. And if you can't, then you shouldn't partake.
yeah, I mean,
And you can still demand those improvements from the sideline. I know that you appreciate it as an art form. But, you know, if it like I said, if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, then you shouldn't feel like you have to take it in.
that's how it opens. with-
Yeah, no,
my
I'm
whole
just-
point was you get to choose how many blinders you put on.
No, well,
that's up to you.
Yeah, well, I'm just reiterating that point because I'm just clarifying like that I don't think it's a matter of it is or it isn't, and I'm right and you're wrong. I think it's a matter of your perspective and how much of that you want to, you know, sit and watch. I think that everything that you say is completely valid.
Preston,
And I don't blame you for needing a break or anything like that.
I appreciate what you're saying. It means a lot. But this dragon is thick as fuck. And
This dragon's
you
great.
just fixate on that for 1 minute
Yeah,
with me.
please. I just wanted to say that. Now we can go back
Oh.
to talking about the game. We don't have to talk about wrestling ever again.
Oh, now that you got to make your point, we'll just
I'm sorry.
stop on your.
I'm sorry. Do you have a rebuttal? You sounded like you were done, and then I just wanted to say one more thing.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good, boo boo. It's all good, baby.
Beep. Oh, we're gonna do this. This is a new game. Smoosh. Now I'm this
Fuck.
guy.
Oh fuck. Look upon your crown of lies. And did you say it's kind of random which monster he turns into?
No, he has a different. So there's limit levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 through 4 limit levels, and each of his limit levels is a different monster. It's not random. You choose which one you want, but
Okay.
it's always the same depending on which level you have assigned. That was it. That red dragon.
Was dummy thick.
Yeah, it was a great red dragon.
Now it's got to clap those ass cheeks back home, huh? Yeah, I think there is racism present in WWE, but it's up to you how much of that you're willing to ignore. Or how much you're willing to tolerate.
Yeah.
Ignore is the wrong word.
Yeah, I mean,
Because, like I said, there's some sexism in Bayonetta, but I'm able to tolerate an amount of it because I think there's more substance there.
yeah.
There's racism present in Raw. SmackDown a little bit. SmackDown, yeah. But there's an amount I'm willing to tolerate to continue to enjoy the substance there.
Yeah. It's valid.
And dragons deserve to be dummy thick. We'll catch you on the flippy dippy, y'all.
continue.